Hi, this is Chris. This morning I was working in one of my front garden areas where there are a lot of wild sunflowers that just grow on their own. These are also called roadside sunflowers, and they often have multi-blossoms down the stem. Sometimes they just have one blossom. And so I picked this, and I'm going to choose a flower to paint in my watercolor journal. Okay, I've chosen my composition, and I took a picture of it so I can put that up so you can see. It's from my view, and move some of this stuff over a little bit. And this is my palette. Try to keep it in frame. I put a little washi tape on that one flower to keep it sitting up. It kept wanting to rock over. So let's see, where are we going to put this one? Right here. And I have a little guest from the garden. I'm going to use a 2H pencil in my mechanical pencil, and that's by Kohinoor. And I'm just going to do the flowers. I'm not going to do the vase. I've roughed in the flowers, and I still have to do the leaves, and I'll try to expose this or correct this on the video so that you can see it. I finished my drawing. I went over it a little bit darker, so I hope that you can see it. And so now I'm going to put in my washes, and I start with yellow. And whatever kind of flower I'm doing, if it has any kind of yellow or any kind of plant, I always do the yellow first because it's the hardest one to paint on top of other colors. So I'll go in and I'll do all the yellow. I'm using Cadmium Yellow Pale, Winsor Newton colors. I'll put up my palette graphic to show you what colors I'm using. I'm using a number 4 Low Cornell 7000 series round brush. Now I'm just using a dried off brush. It's still a little bit damp, but most of the water's been pulled out of it, to kind of put in these orange. The actual petals have some orange on them at this point, and then some of it is also a sort of shading. I'm going to put yellow where the leaves are also. That's the undercolor of the leaves. So I'm just going to give them a little wash of yellow. And I've mentioned this before when I've done flower paintings, that one of my teachers explained that you'll see the color of the flower in the foliage. So if it's a yellow flower, you'll see a lot of yellow in the leaves. You can see it on this leaf right here. And if it's a red flower, you'll see red in the leaf. And so now every time I look at a flower, I think of her and her advice of adding some of the color of the flower into the foliage. So I'm going to change brushes because this one's kind of old and worn out and dull, and find something a little bit better. I think I'll try this one. This is a Robert Simmons 5 round. I'm going to use a pale blue for the shadows. I'm going to use cerulean blue, and it will tend to mix with the yellow and look sort of green. It's already looking green with a little bit of yellow that I had there. So I'm just going to do a wash in the areas where I can see most of the shadow. two greens that I can use. I have sap green here, which is pretty blue, and then I have olive green, which is a more muted color. So I'm going to work with those. I'm going to continue glazing, that's a wet wash over a dried wash, and build my color and form. So I continue working in little detailed areas, bringing in some darks and some shadows, and just to make things pop. And so like a shadow on this stem, this petal is casting a shadow on the stem. This leaf casts a shadow here. The tip of this leaf casts a shadow here. There's a shadow where the stem goes under the flower. There's shadows on the bottom of these parts of the calyx. And so I just keep working at it until I'm happy with it. I'm really close. The leaves have a serrated edge, and it's just touched in a dark, deep red, like a burgundy color. Now the center has some stamens that stand up higher than most of it, and they've got little tiny yellow pollen on them. So it's hard to do opaque with watercolor, but this yellow is fairly opaque, and I'm just going to see if I can get a few of those on there. So now I'm going to title it. I'm going to put my little cartouche here. And what is today? Today is October 6th. Okay, well, I didn't hit the right button, so I guess that didn't get recorded. I'll dry this just to make sure it doesn't smear. Okay, I'm all done. I hope you enjoy that and you see how many colors can go into a yellow flower. So I used not everything on my palette, but most of them. I used one yellow, I used two reds, I used two greens, I used both of these blues, and I used one of my browns. And this works sort of like when I'm putting in the little bits of dark. I can do that with the pencil in here, like between the petals. And it's not a continuous line. I'm lifting and dropping back down in places. Just crisps up the lines. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a great day painting. Bye-bye.